Hello there and welcome. I'm Eric Soriano, Senior Commercial Sales Rep with Hermes Landscaping, here to talk about the 5 things that an irrigation buyer should want to have before they make a decision on buying an irrigation system. What you see behind me is a set of irrigation shop drawings that were designed prior to a bid. And we get a set of these plans with our bid to show some data points that I think every owner would want to have before they bought a system. Number one thing is, what size tap is the owner going to need? What size meter? That can be a big deal if the meter has a development fee that ranges from $20,000 to $50,000, let's say. So we can dictate that by showing the system already designed and what that's going to, what size meter, what kind of backflow, what size backflow is going to be needed. We show all that on our shop drawing so that there's no guessing around that. Number 2, we're going to want to look at elevation changes and be able to tell what kind of pressure losses we're going to have across a big site like this, because for every foot of elevation change, there's a loss in pressure. We're also going to want to see the pipe sizes being used, because that also is going to dictate the pressure of the system. We have pressure loss through different sizes of pipe, and without that being calculated by an engineer, we won't know if the system is designed to, let's say, run in 8 hours or less, to see if it's going to need a booster pump. We won't know those things unless we've had it engineered. So these drawings you see behind me represent the minimum set of drawings an owner should expect before having to make a decision about irrigation. The next design over the plan over here shows it shows all the valves. In this case, 109 valves. It shows the makeup of what those valves are controlling: turf sprays, rotors, shrub sprays, or drip. And we can see it in a table layout. And that table layout is important because we're going to look next at run times. We're going to look at the system. Does the system run in 8 hours or less based on the size of the tap we're assuming, the system design, and knowing the total water usage we have if we're going to run in 8 hours or less. Why is that important? Because we don't want to be spraying people or cars that are in the areas adjacent to irrigation. Our intent is to run the irrigation system at night, between, let's say, 11 o'clock at night and 6 or 7 in the morning. And without the tap size known, the pipe size known, and all the components, we're not going to know if we can run it in less than 8 hours. And then finally, we're going to want to have a detailed design of each of the zones, each of the areas of irrigation. Without that, we're not going to know if we're going to have accurate coverage, if we're going to have head-to-head coverage and match precipitation. So these are basically the 5 things that an owner should expect from an irrigation contractor prior to making a decision to buy a system. I wouldn't buy a system that's not pre-designed, because if it's a design build with a promise to design build in the future based on a price, you really don't know what you're buying. So it's pretty simple to break it down, get us to the shop drawings, have the irrigation contractor go through it with the owner or the general contractor before making a decision. So I think that'll help you if you're making a decision on a large commercial irrigation system. Have it pre-designed, have it in a written proposal with performance specs met. It's the best way to buy an irrigation system today. Thanks a lot. Take care.